Hello guys, Pain 105. Um, ever since I uploaded the last video to this, I had one more patch that was added on to this game. And I continue playing on forward with that. Now, while I did record some of this stuff, I have not yet uploaded to it. But I'm still contemplating if I want to upload more to it about it, because as of right now, people have already said that they want the refund for this game. Some people are getting refunds for it. Other people are being denied for it. And it seems like the people that are being denied for a refund for this particular IP is for those who download it digitally. Well, as I continue playing on my campaign, when I run into a few issues of my own, I've noticed that, yeah, I would like a refund too, but when I went to Bethesda's support team, they informed me that since I have a digital download copy of this, I forfeit my rights to qualify for a refund. So, there that is. So now I have a digital game that is not worth two shits. It's actually worse than Fallout 4. And Fallout 4, with all its DLCs and all its patches, it now has more than what this offers. Now, do you understand my frustration at this critical moment? Now, I'm not going to go into a crazy psychotic rant. I'm not going to lose my mind on it. But, I want to take a good long conversation about this on why I think this should be handled differently. So, prepare for a long rant, ladies and gentlemen. Everything about this just didn't really add up the way I would hope it would. I mean, it was just... because when we saw the trailers, and I mean we as in every consumer who has paid attention and done reaction reviews to the trailer, every consumer who is a follower of both Bethesda, the Fallout series, and the Elder Scrolls series, and every other IP title that has come out for this game, has paid attention for the Fallout 76 trailer. And unfortunately, I got woo into the whole glamorization of it, especially when they show the man in power armor with John Denver's Long Country Road, West Virginia song playing in the background, which supposedly was supposed to be taking place in West Virginia. And it was a prequel. I mean, it was going to show us on how some of the humanity on the East Coast got started, and how they branched out and kind of reclaimed some back of the territories, especially in Appalachia, which I would hope will also divulge information about the Commonwealth and the Capital Wasteland, which I didn't get much information about that as of right now from all the audio holotapes that I've collected during my playthrough. I got nothing similar like that. All I know is at this moment, all they did was they took out majority of the human NPCs. Most of your NPCs were robotic, or holotapes, or notes, or documents driven. It seems like your main objective was to find the overseer. You and some other three random people would gather like random codes that you were supposed to get to a missile silo. And your main objective was get the codes, get the missile silo, activate the missile silo, launch a nuke, and then go loot the area you nuked and get some legendary equipment. That's essentially it. That's not much of a story, guys. I mean, some of the stuff I collected about the responders seemed pretty legit, but at this point in time, it doesn't. Some of the parts didn't quite make sense, especially with Bethesda's own lore. I mean, here's what I mean. Now, according to Tom Howard, the guy that pretty much runs Bethesda Studios, and I'm going to kind of break away from the lore speech for a minute, but I will go back to it. But here's what I'm talking about here. He said that this IP was supposed to have both Arcane Studios and Zeta Media Online put into a co-op session to make this IP happening far as an online experience. But now, when they were trying to get this assembled in together, I couldn't expect the beta was going to have issues. You know, enemies coming at you in a Jesus pose, or equipment would be dropped and falling to the ground, environments not looking like they're supposed to, you know, or enemies just being outrageously OP no matter how powerful your weapons are. I was expecting that during the beta, so I kind of let that go. But when you try to take all the beta and get all the feedback from your consumers, and then when you fail to try to get the shit to work out right like you're supposed to on the final sale date, that kind of leaves a problem there, and it tends to be frustrating. Especially when you have to go and download another update patch for the IP that you download digitally, but for some reason, say your internet just cuts off automatically, like a hotspot or something like that, or just a bad connection error. Then all of a sudden your upload for a patch has to restart from the beginning. And depending on your internet speed, that could be anywhere between 4 hours to 15 hours for a 58 to a 95 gigabyte game. So there's that. And coming back to the lore, according to Tom Howard, he said that there was supposed to be a faction for the Brotherhood, and a faction for the Enclave. Now you need to keep in mind now, at this point in time, only 25 years ahead of the Fallout history, after October 23rd, 2077, those factions, even after 25 years, still don't quite exist yet. At least not for another 80 years. Now, do you understand my confusion with that? And how bullshit that sounds? Nevertheless, I mean, my overall experience so far, I mean, the concept of having more enemies and new types of enemies in the environment does sound pretty good. But after a certain point, you have to kind of go back and ask yourself, in terms of story-driven lore base, does it make sense for the super mutants to exist 25 years after the initial bomb drop? Like maybe in somewhere, I don't know, like in one of the vaults near the West Coast, where they had the Master doing his thing. But even then, there's a time gap difference in between that. I mean, some of the quests were mundane, like trying to get the water test, doing quests for responders, having to do these little co-op quests. And that's the thing too, I think they might have something with the PvP in a way, but the PvP itself is, even depending on what level you are, it's broken in a sense. Because the thing is, you're going to waste ammo, or you're going to waste all your stamina trying to attack a random person out in the middle of an open field. God knows what else is floating out there waiting to kill you. And you want to sit there and plug that other person with rounds you might need to hold on to. I mean, granted, if you just want to play as a raider roleplay type asshole, then more power to you, but I just don't see the point. And the specs for the perk systems is what also got to me, which now I understand they're going to try to change it a little bit to make it more even, more balanced. But how do you go from putting little points on a chart that goes from level 1 through 10 in each section of both strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck, and you take that away and instead use perk cards? And the charisma portion of it doesn't really function all that much. It only works in a group's effort. What if you wanted to be a solo player? I guess you could use the Long Wander perk. Wow, what if you do? You have a higher defense and a little bit stronger offense. Whoopie-doo. Not a problem. But what if you were trying to go for a specific build? Like, during my walkthrough, I was trying to go for a sniper / combat engineering build. So, I dumped a little bit in intelligence, and I dumped a little bit in perception, and I dumped just a little bit amount as far as endurance and agility for the stealth, and to keep my defense high a little bit. But even then, when you get the cards, there's still no guarantee that you're going to get the cards you want. And even if, say, you get a card that you might need, oh, the rifleman card, I'm going to put 3 points in it, and then my rifle damage is going to go up. Oh wait, what's this? Expert rifleman card. Well, if I have an expert rifleman card now, then what the fuck do I need the rifleman card for? Do you understand that? It's just, the game overall, it just does not function the way it's supposed to function. It does not work the way it's supposed to work. I have tried to be as patient as I can be. But when you go and you spend almost, at this point I spent a total of what, 40 hours? Yeah, 40 hours I spent on this IP so far. 40 hours. 2 days worth. Trying to get all the perks I get. And what they don't tell you is that once you reach a certain level, your perks are kind of maxed out. So whatever perks you put into in your special system, you're pretty much stuck with that. And you're only going to get the cards for that. So say you needed to reconvert one of your perks, tough shit. You're stuck with that. And it kind of sucks when you have a sniper build, but all of a sudden you need to go into an area where you need someone that has a high intelligence build, like a hacker, or a robot maintenance build, or a scientist build, or a chemist build that has a high hacking level, and you can't get in because your hacking skills is not high enough, or your lockpicking skills is not high enough. Whoopie-doo! I can fire from a long range, but I can't get through a fucking door with a level 1 lockpick skill. And the thing was, I had that car come in repeatedly almost every time, but I kept pushing it down because there were certain things I wanted to get, and that was mostly high accuracy, sniper type build, which was rifleman, stealth, and then I was also going to try to get the sniper card, which was going to help for accuracy, and then I was going to put some perks on for my crafting, especially for weapons crafting and armor crafting, because I was wanting to get some equipment for that. And I put a little bit in science in case I happen to run into some power armor. Well, I guess I kind of fucked up on that, didn't I? Overall, as of right now, for anyone that's watching this right now, if you have any, and I mean any, even the fathomless curiosity of wanting to purchase this IP, I'm going to go ahead and tell you this. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you a suggestion. If you're really thinking about purchasing Fallout 76, here's what I want you to do. Take that money, whether you're on PlayStation Network or Xbox Live or Steam or PC or whatever. Take that money, go get the other titles like Fallout 4 or Oblivion or Skyrim or hell, play New Vegas. I'm playing New Vegas right now. I'm playing it for the PlayStation now. Even Fallout 3, play that. Any of those. But don't buy this, please. At least not until they get something fixed. Right now, I'm telling you, it's not worth the money. Now, maybe down the road, when something about this gets fixed in another patch, or they included some DLC or whatever, but as of right now, just don't buy it. Just don't buy it. If you even had the phantomness of morbid curiosity, at the very least, just rent it at your local Blockbuster or local movie gallery if it's still open or whatever. But just don't buy it right now. I want you to wait and let this play out, because as of right now, from what I've heard, there is a law office in Washington, D.C. as of right now that handles these big lawsuits with trades and consumer laws. They're trying to find an appeal with Bethesda Studios for false advertisement. So my advice to you right now, for those trying to do some holiday shopping, just hold on to your money. There's other IPs that's going on right now. There's Red Redemption 2, there's... what else is going on? I would say get the final season of The Walking Dead, but I wouldn't even get that neither, because Telltale's is in a slam too. Look, just don't bother with this right now, because as of right now, I can't get a refund. I paid full price for this goddamn thing. I'm stuck with this. And until those guys at DC push for our rights to get a refund, or at least have them push to do something better, right now it's just not worth your money. I hate to say it, Tom Howard, if you are watching this right now, man, you let a lot of people down. Now, I don't know if it's your staff that's not a par. Maybe you just lost creative control over it. I don't know. I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm not trying to put you down completely, but right now, Bethesda, you're, like Angry Joe said, you're on notice. You are on notice. And this will not fly. Because as a consumer, when I pay for something, I expect quality. I expect reliability. And as of right now, as pars for me, you have not earned any points. And looking on this now, I'm actually in fear of how Elder Scrolls 6 is going to play out. Because the thing of it is, Skyrim was one of the first IPs that I played by Bethesda. And they tend to grow on me. I mean, after that, because other titles they had, like Dishonored, which was, that software was done by Arcane Studios, but Bethesda published it, and then I heard a lot of good other titles that I hadn't had a chance to play yet, like The Evil Within, Evil Within 2, the other Dishonored series, Elder Scrolls Online. I heard it was doing pretty awesome lately, and Oblivion, I've actually played that a little bit on PlayStation Now, and New Vegas and Fallout 3. I got turned on the dam. But at this rate, if this is now a current example of what we got to look forward to in the future, I'm actually in fear for Bethesda Studios. Because at this rate, if they keep going like they're doing right now, they're going to end up just like Tall Tales Studios. Because now they're trying to take fans who are dedicated to that series of The Walking Dead, and they're trying to get the next 2 episodes of that finished by the fans, not by the staff. Oh, because they claim bankruptcy. I don't know what the future holds for this, but as of right now, I'm gonna stay on the fence and pray to God that things get better for them, because as of right now, Fallout 76 Online is a joke at best. It's not worth your money. And as saying this right now, I know technically I am hurting their business sales by giving this out, but the thing of it is, as a consumer, it's in my right to criticize, critique, and review the product. And as of right now, Bethesda, this is just not good, man. You need to do better. And with that being said, this is the Pain 105. This concludes my rant. I'm done. I'm deleting this off my console. I'm not playing this anymore. Now, maybe later on down the road, when something comes about new, as far as a new patch or DLC, then I'll reinstall it. Matter of fact, I'll do better. I'll leave this up for another 7 days. I'll give them another 7 days to help them, give them time to pull something out their ass to win the fans back to them. If they haven't done anything by 7 days, then I'm taking this off my console. And I'll be paying attention to that law office in Washington, D.C. and see what they do. But until then, I've stated what I wanted to say. I'm done talking. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a good night. Hold on to your money. Go purchase something else.